Hi, I'm Alex Karlins, and I'm the President of the United States of America. It's been my definite resolution to the problem of enormous proportions in the White House that I define this declaration as being an assessment of the communities all over the United States and an order to the proclamation of society as a whole that I'm definitely resolving this situation in the White House and all over the country. And I've come to the conclusion that we have a dilemma. And this dilemma of dramatic proportions is holding back society from relieving the problem of Trump in the White House, or the so-called White House, the White House on TV. We know that it's definitely a problem for Trump to be on television declaring that where a country who is divided and a country who goes out of our way to start wars with other countries. I mean, can you even capture this moment as being a time in history where things are going properly when this guy is leading the nation in a way that child prostitution is an elaborate thing as far as the way that Trump, with his rate of dictating that our country is in a state that the President of the United States, the so-called President of the United States, is going out and sleeping with prostitutes in a land where freedom is supposed to be an established thing. Do you think that it's okay for porn stars to be the president's reliability and for the president to demonstrate that it's okay to sleep with porn stars in the community and in the communities of the United States? I'm coming up with a resolution for the problem. How about we kick Trump out of the country? How about we get Trump in a state where he's locked up out in another country, like I said before, and put into prison, and that would solve the problem immensely. I'm at the point where I'm thinking that if this guy's gonna rape children all over the land, then maybe we should stand up for the country and get this guy out of the country and resolve the situation to the point where we realize that this can't go. I'm not just talking here. I'm stating that this is a problem. This is a definite problem. This is the world turning upside down and the whole country going crazy. The country's going crazy. Trump's going crazy. This is a definite problem that needs to be solved. So, when we've got the Epstein situation where Trump's been fornicating with Epstein and they joined together, and Epstein is a guy that lived on an island where they were prostituting children and prostituting women, and they were joining forces, Epstein and Trump, to sleep with as many children and prostitutes as they possibly could. And that's something that doesn't go at all. And they just went out of their way to defile the human rights all over the world. And what a situation that was in the White House when we realized in the real White House what was going on with Epstein and Trump. And boy, were we completely shocked to find the Epstein files looking like Trump was in it with Epstein, and that really caused a shock to the nation. That caused such a shock to the White House that we didn't know what was going on anymore in the country, and we were completely distraught with the idea that the presidential candidate, Trump, this guy that was supposed to be the president on TV, was completely bonkers to demonstrate that he was a pedophile and that he was doing this number. Oh boy. Oh boy. What a dilemma. What a situation where you can't just turn your back on it. You've got to realize what's going on with this situation and completely tell the public what's going on with Epstein and Trump. And Epstein is not alive anymore. He committed suicide in prison and killed himself over everything that he was accused of. And there were witnesses that were still around that enlightened the whole country. Never. There was no enlightenment here. They just let everyone know what was going on with Epstein and Trump. And what a situation that was. What a terrible thing to the country for the president, the so-called president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, to be sleeping with porn stars and trying to do it with kids on an island way out in the ocean. I just can't even fathom what type of destruction this was causing the world for this guy to be who he was to the nation and to be doing this kind of behavior all over the whole planet. He was going out all over the nation and just doing whatever he wanted to do with every kid in town, and I'm really at a point where I'm disgusted with this whole strategy of Trump's to defile human rights and to defile the children of our nation in the respect that he didn't do what he was supposed to do at all. And as far as I'm concerned, we need to stand up and protest against this kind of humiliation to human beings and mankind all over the world.